Hello everyone, welcome to Kanchan's Easy Cooking. First of all, before I get started today, I would like to thank everyone that subscribed to my channel, and thank you so much for giving so much support to my first video. It has about 19,000 views, which is like, I was not expecting that. Thank you so much. So that's why I'm here with another video, and today's recipe is going to be called goat curry. So for all of you goat fans out there, I hope you like this. I'm gonna make it as easy as possible, and so stay tuned and keep subscribing. See you. So to start our goat recipe, what we need is about 2 pounds of goat, about 4 medium sliced onions. Make sure it's sliced very thin so it can blend in with the masala. And I have some 3 plum tomatoes chopped, and then I have about 2 potatoes. I made about 4 pieces from 1 potato, so there are about 8 pieces in there. And then for the garnishing, I have some fresh coriander leaves, which is also called dhania. The next things we need is some cooking oil, some crushed coriander seeds. Make sure they're crushed properly. And then we have some whole spices, which include bay leaf, and we have black cardamom, and then we have some cloves and whole black pepper. And then we have some ginger garlic chopped, and some ginger garlic paste, and this is also for garnishing, which is chopped green chili. So depending on the level of the spice you like, you can put more or less. And for our spices, we have garam masala, which is a blend of whole spices. And now we have some turmeric, which is also called haldi, some salt, and some grounded red chili powder, which is also called lal mirchi. So to get started, what we do is add some oil into the pot. So we just make sure the oil is heated up and it looks pretty warm. So the first thing we would add would be the coriander seeds. And then we just let, to get a little light brown. And as soon as they start to turn that color, we would add the ginger garlic. And now we're going to add all those whole masalas. So we're just waiting for the ginger garlic to get a little bit light brown. Then we'll be ready to add the onions. Okay, so now we see the color changing to a little bit light brown. That's when we add the onions. So you just mix the onions in with all the stuff that we put earlier. Now we're just still waiting for the onions. As you can see, it's starting to change a bit of color. It smells really good right now, actually. So everyone, the most important part about making goat curry is making sure the onions are sauteed very well. It has to come out to a dark brown color. And for that, that's the only way your goat curry will have a nice rich taste. Otherwise, it's not going to turn out the way you expected. So make sure of that, and it has to be dark brown. Do not burn it, just dark brown. Okay, so we're here to check back on the onions, and you see the color is getting dark. Right now it's about like a light brown color, so we're still waiting to get that dark brown color. So like I said before, the dark brown, the onions are the main important part of making goat curry. So you gotta make sure of that. So this is the color that we're looking for the onions. This is a dark brown color. So right now we will add the ginger garlic paste. So we just mix that in with the onion. Okay, so when we put the ginger garlic, we gotta make sure that it cooks also to a brown texture along with the onion. So the way you'll make sure of that is when it's both blended in together, you won't see the ginger garlic. You don't see any white left over. So this part now, we're gonna add the 2 pounds of goat. Okay, so what we do is you gotta make sure all the onions is blended in with the goat. So now that we have put the goat in, we gotta mix that in with the onions and the ginger garlic paste. So make sure there's no onions left in the bottom, that everything is evenly distributed. Okay, so now we will add some red chili powder, lal mirchi, sorry. Some haldi. Some salt. And a little bit of garam masala. Make sure you don't put a lot of garam masala because it starts to take over the flavor of the goat. You just gotta put the right amount. So which I put is, I have, this is like half a teaspoon. I put even half of that. That's how much I added onto it. So you just mix that in. You can hear, you know, the oil sizzling. So we're sauteing the goat meat with the masalas that we put in. So we're just going to saute it very nice before we put the onion. So now that the meat is sauteing with the masala and the onions, so we're just going to wait a little bit more until it changes a bit of color. And then we'll be adding the tomatoes. So the goat has sauteed nicely in with the masala that we put in. So now we're going to be adding the tomatoes. So we're just going to mix the tomatoes in with all that we have inside the pot. And now we're just waiting for the tomatoes to get tender and blend in with all the masala. Okay, so now we're still waiting for the tomatoes to mix in well with the goat, which it looks like it pretty much did. So we're just gonna wait a little bit more. Okay, so the tomatoes are mixing in well with the goat. So what we're waiting for here, you know, before we add the water, what we're waiting for is to dry out all this masala. You see all this masala on the side? We're just waiting for all of it to just completely cook in with the goat. For that, all the masala will give the goat a really, really good taste and also a good color. So we're just waiting for that to happen. This is going to take some time, so, you know, you just make sure you just keep an eye on your goat, make sure it doesn't burn. You know, that's it. So we're just gonna wait for that. Okay, so guys, as you can see, the goat is starting to change color. And the one thing that we noticed is all the oil that has come, you know, is coming and is leaving the masala. So this means that all the water has dried up. So the masala has cooked very well along with the goat. So this is a very good sign that this is how your goat should be looking about this time. And we're just gonna wait a little bit more, and then we're gonna be adding the water. Okay guys, so now we're ready to add the water. Okay, the reason that you need to add the water is because now, since we're done cooking the masala, and now it's time to cook the meat. So that's when the water comes in. So I pour some hot water into the meat. So you just mix all the masala and meat into the water. And we're just going to add a little bit more water because the meat is going to take a little... Actually, it's going to take a long time or a while to cook. So we're just going to add a little bit of more water so this doesn't dry out. Okay, so now that we have added the water, what we're going to do is we're going to cover it up. And we're going to lower the flame into a medium. And we're just going to leave it on the side, and you make sure you come back from time to time to check on it. So make sure it's not burning, you know, just to stir it a bit. So we're just going to wait for that now. Okay guys, so it's been about 15 minutes, and as you can see, it's boiling. So we're going to need a lot of time on this. So we're just going to come back and check in a bit. As you can see, the goat has turned into a very nice color. Okay, now we're ready to add the potato. So we're just going to add in the potatoes now. We just mix that, and we're just going to add a little bit more water because the potato also takes up a lot of water to cook. Just going to add just a little bit more of water, and we're just going to do the same thing we did earlier. just cover it up, set it to a medium-high flame, and just wait. Okay, so the goat looks pretty good now, and we're done. Just to make sure, the way you can tell if the goat has completely cooked properly is you can just pick up a piece and try to cut it. You know, if it comes out easily, that means it's good. So this is the final color that it should be. If it's a little bit darker, which is even better. And we can just add the garnishing, which is the green chili. And the fresh coriander. So this is the final look of the goat curry. Okay, so the goat curry turned out looking very delicious, and I'm gonna have some mine with some roti and rice and a side of salad. So I hope you guys turned out just as good as it looks right now, or maybe even better. So if it did, please let me know and enjoy.